Hi Koonies, this is Koon. Welcome back to Koon's channel. Today we'll be looking at the NA version of Granblue Fantasy Versus. I'm extremely surprised to find that there is almost no one giving a serious talk about the RPG mode of Granblue Versus on the internet or even YouTube. We have walkthroughs, we have footage, we have boss fights all over the place, but it seems like these people have no idea about what exactly is Granblue Fantasy. So today you and I will be going through the RPG mode of Granblue Versus. We're going to explore this game together and look at its weapon system, its mechanism, gacha, characters and some special features. And most importantly, whether this game is good enough for you to invest. Together we'll evaluate its value at the end of this video. First and foremost, I believe games are packages, and I personally think that Granblue Versus is a very nice package with wonderful art, background music, sound effects, not to mention some very well done voice acting. Simply look at the super gorgeous Metera, Rulia and also lovely Jita in the main menu. You can easily tell that this is a very ambitious game. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Now let's look at the quest section. Quest section is basically where you start your missions. You go through some stories here to meet the final boss, and this is also where you grind for your rupee, weapons, upgrade items and pendants. The stories in Granblue Versus take place after the crash between Archangel and Fallen Angels. If you happen to play the original Granblue Fantasy, the event is called What Makes the Sky Blue. I don't want to be a spoiler here, so I will just put the story aside and let you discover on your own.
Please save us from a summer of suck!
Bring the pain on those dudes wrecking our beautiful fake hay! Help us, Shiva! Help us, Bahamut! Help us, Iggy!
Whoa, my eyes!
Iggy heard our prayers!
Hold the applause, bro. Something ain't right.
Yeah, she mad, no doubt about it.
Completing this quest doesn't only reward you with items and weapons, you can also unlock new characters, new islands and special features in the game such as gacha, shop, the customization interface, special skills, online co-op and local co-op. Customize or customization allows you to switch your character's outfit, weapons and special skills. You can change anything you want in this interface to suit your needs in the RPG mode. There are different stages, difficulties and bosses in the game. We also have elemental damage bonus like what we have in the mobile version. So let's say you're fighting a fire boss, it is better for you to equip water weapons because these weapons with elemental advantage will give you a certain percentage of damage and HP bonuses when you're fighting the boss. In the early stage of the game, elemental advantage is not significant, but as you progress further in the story, you will slowly discover the importance of using the right weapons. Meanwhile, special skills in Granblue Versus are very similar to the class or EX skills in Granblue Fantasy, such as Balance, Rage, Miserable Mist, Armor Break, etc. etc. Using these skills will help to make your fight easier. You can increase the damage to your enemy or even heal yourself so that you can survive longer in a battle. However, I'm pretty curious at a skill called Bounty. So Bounty is a skill that increases item drop rate of a boss. In the mobile version, the higher you stack the Bounty level, the higher the chance you can get high quality items. I'm not too sure how it works in Granblue Versus, like what is the maximum stack of Bounty and how many percents it increases the drop rate. If you know the answer, please leave a comment here and share the information with us. Meanwhile, I personally think that the local co-op is a jewel in this game because it allows you to play Granblue Versus with your family members, with your friends, to beat bosses and to enjoy some quality time together. This is something you don't usually find in the mobile game version. To me, the normal quests are more like a tutorial to teach you how to get familiar with the control of each character and help to polish your skills so you can prepare to fight hard mode and difficult bosses later. Generally, I think that the overall gameplay is pretty fun and rewarding.
Hey, Gran? What do you think that thing in the sky could be? Whoa! I've never seen anything like it!
We can also access a special section called Tower of Babyl after clearing the stories in the first 3 to 4 islands. There are many floors in this tower, so basically your goal is to eliminate all the monsters and boss in each floor and then try to reach the top floor. I'm not too sure what is waiting for us at the top of this tower, but the rewards and items are pretty generous, so you might want to check it out if you are playing the RPG mode. One more thing I'm extremely satisfied with is the boss fight in Granblue Fantasy. As a very loyal player who has been playing Granblue Fantasy for more than 6 years, this is exactly what I always want. No, this is exactly what we always want. I believe this is a dream come true for a lot of players out there, not just me. The boss fight in Granblue Fantasy, I would say they're very engaging, intense and enjoyable. The flow of battle is so well done together with the background music. You know, every player who plays Granblue Fantasy knows that they can look forward to the background music because every piece of background music is a masterpiece in this game. They are so epic. They simply hide up everything and make you feel that, wow, this is a real fight. You can't help. For me, I just follow the rhythm and bury my head in battle. It is such a pleasure. To be honest, I didn't expect to bring these bosses to life because there was no RPG mode in the first beta test. So I thought Granblue Fantasy was going to be 100% fighting game. I was a little bit skeptical in the beginning because the original Granblue Fantasy is a story-driven JRPG, a mobile game and also a gacha game. If you want your target audience to move from a genre to another genre, for example from a mobile game to a fighting game, it is in fact a very challenging task. I think this is also why the publisher decided to include an RPG mode in Granblue Fantasy because it not only helps players to connect their experience between these two genres, it also reduces that uneasy feeling when you need to move on, embark on a new journey and to learn something you don't really familiar with, like what I have gone through so far. Honestly, fighting game is not my cup of tea. I'm a little too old to play a fighting game, but Granblue Versus somehow changes my perception because it didn't use a very hardcore approach. I mean, you can still go hardcore or very deep in terms of technical fighting skills, but at the same time you are also allowed to go casual and focus on RPG if you're not really interested in ranking or fighting. So it is definitely win-win for different types of players. I would say you're actually buying 2 games with the price of just 1 game because this is a 2-in-1 combo pack you don't usually see in the market nowadays. So when they said they were going to release and put an RPG mode in Granblue Versus, I was like, whoa, I'm going to buy this. I want to fight all the boss in the game. I think I'm making a right decision as a Granblue Fantasy fan because we all appreciate nice graphics, nice music and a wonderful package like this. My neighbor came to my house a few days ago. He was amazed by the battle of fighting Colossus, so we both sat down and enjoyed the game together. It was kind of fun to see 2 old uncles screaming like girls in front of a TV screen. It was a little bit silly, but fun, quite fun, yeah. So about the weapon system in Granblue Fantasy is a little bit different from the mobile version. We used to have Summon Aura to carry the whole weapon grid in Granblue Fantasy, but in Granblue Versus, the strength of your weapon grid is decided based on your main weapon and the types of weapon in your weapon pool. For example, if you're using a water weapon as your main weapon, which only strengthens the effect of certain skills, your water weapon grid would be less effective if you put a fire weapon or weapons with other skills that do not belong to this category in your weapon pool. To make it easier to understand, you need weapons that have the same weapon skills in your weapon pool to optimize the damage output, and to achieve this, you will need to fight bosses to get these weapons to drop. Once you uncap the weapons, you will be able to enhance them to a higher level. Weapons at higher level tend to have higher HP and higher damage, which are necessary for you to complete quests at higher level. Each weapon has its own unique skill and they are usually percentage based, so you also need to increase your weapon skill level to further improve the damage. Meanwhile, you can also use materials and rupee to buy an exchange weapon in Granblue Versus. This is quite interesting. If you couldn't get your dream weapon to drop and you have a lot of resources piling up, then this is a good place for you to go shopping. Most of the weapons in Rupee Shop are SR weapons. They're good, but they're probably not the best. The most powerful weapons in Granblue Versus are SSR weapons. You can either get them to drop directly from boss fights, gacha, or you can exchange for these weapons with the resources from Cheryl, who is the most powerful trader in the Skydom. Besides, you can also use rupee and pendants to unlock skills and color in the shop for you to change your appearance and improve your survivability with a variety of skill combinations. A lot of people, especially those who are new to Granblue Fantasy, thought that Granblue Versus was also a gacha game. This is not true. The gacha system in Granblue Versus only exists in its RPG mode, and it is very different from the gacha system in its mobile version. You can draw weapons, summons, and characters in the mobile version, but in Granblue Versus, you can only get weapons from gacha. The strength of your weapon grid is not going to affect the game balance. Whether it's weaker or stronger compared with other players, it doesn't matter, because RPG mode and online fighting mode, they are two different things, two different words. That's why I emphasize it's a 2-in-1 package just now. I believe the draw rate of SSR weapons is somewhere around 3% to 5 or 6% in Granblue Versus, like what we usually have for most gacha games.
Let me ensnare your mind.
Finally, regarding the value of Granblue Versus, I think we need to talk about this from two different aspects. First, if you are a Granblue Fantasy players, you are already playing the mobile version, I think Granblue Versus is a great bargain. You not only get to enjoy the 2-in-1 package, but you can also get 5,000 crystals and a special outfit after clearing the normal and hard RPG mode. If you already have the outfit, you will receive 3,000 crystals instead. That's about 8,000 crystals in total, which costs about $75 if we convert these crystals into real money. Besides, you can also get a card to redeem a gold brick, sunlight stone, sapphire everlight, or a Damascus crystal in the mobile version. It is very hard to come across these items in the game, so their market value is definitely higher than crystals. My suggestion, if you decided to buy this game, it's better for you to redeem Sapphire Everlight, because it is the most valuable item in the mobile version so far. You see, the value of these in-game items is already far beyond the price you pay, without even considering the game itself. So I don't really see the reason to say no to Granblue Versus. At least, this is why I decided to buy, because there is no loser in this purchase. On the other hand, for players who are not familiar with Granblue Fantasy, I personally think that this is a very good chance for them to get involved in one of the most popular games in Asia. Granblue Fantasy itself has been running for more than 6 years. They have very engaging stories and events every month. Most importantly, they keep surprising players with new stuff every now and then. The launch of Granblue Versus is one such good example. With all these proven records, I believe Granblue Versus would be one of the best investments in 2020, especially for those who like fighting games and esports, because they are already holding tournaments all over the world. As far as I know, the publishers in both Asia and North America are very ambitious about this game. They have injected a lot of effort in esports industry. This is what I like. I like people who take their games and their players seriously. This is also a very important essence when it comes to long-term developments. That's why I decided to give my support to Granblue Versus. Finally, I prepared a link in the video description below for your convenience. No worry, I wouldn't get any commission even if you decided to purchase, and there is no extra cost for you to buy Granblue Versus using this link. Of course, it serves as a factor to future collaboration, so if you think this video is good, Koon's channel is good, kindly give me and Granblue Versus your support. By the way, I have one more good news for the community. The Steam version of Granblue Versus is going to be launched on 13 March. So even if you don't have a PS4 at home, you can now play the game on your PC or laptop. Don't miss this chance to witness the rise of Granblue Fantasy. We'll talk about PvP of Granblue Versus in the next video, so stay tuned. Don't forget to share with us your thought about Granblue Versus. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. Most importantly, remember to subscribe and ring the bell. This is Koon. I will see you again in the next video. Ciao.